Are you tired of getting dominated on the streets by your local Prius owner? Well, here at CNC Auto Works, we may have the solution for you.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to CNC Auto Works. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be sharing something with you called the AOD Shuffle. I know, you're probably saying to yourself, well, AOD ain't worth a flip. But actually, if you know what you're doing, and if you do build them right, they're not a half-bad transmission. The AOD kind of gets a bad rap. I've heard a lot of bad things. They really shift too soon, and they're just kind of a softer transmission. And you know, you got the TV cable, and a lot of people don't understand it, don't know how to adjust it. But today I'm going to demonstrate how to do the AOD shuffle. I've actually got an AOD in this Mach 1. And I'm going to be showing you in this Mach 1 because most people that want to do the shuffle are, you know, they're looking for more performance, faster ETs, you know, better performance on the street. Or even when you go to Mexico, they're looking for, you know, just better all around, get more out of their engine combinations. A lot of guys, they go through and, you know, they do mods and they do head, cam, intake, stuff like that, and they go to the track and they're like, man, it's just not that much faster. Well, knowing how to do the AOD shuffle, you will get a lot more out of your engine combinations than what you will just leaving your AOD and letting it do what it does on its own. Because once you do any kind of modifications, your engine's actually putting out more power, and without, you know, getting it to wind out and keep your RPMs up to where your engine's making more power. Because anytime you put a camshaft or heads, it breathes more. You can get more RPM out of it. And with the AOD, if you let it do what it does on its own, they shift too early, and you're not going to see the full potential of all the mods that you've just done. So I'm going to jump in here and demonstrate in this car because it does have a floor shifter, and then I'm going to fire this pickup up and we're going to go out and we're going to make a couple of street pulls, and I'm going to show you that there's nothing to worry about, that you can't harm the transmission, and as long as you keep an eye on your RPMs, you'll never harm your engine either. Now we got in here, you'll notice that on a Fox body or anything with the AOD in it, on the gear selector, you just got a first, a drive, and overdrive. Well, that's because second and third are on the same spot of the shifter. Well, to do the AOD shuffle, what you're going to want to do is you go all the way down into first, and first, you're going to hold first gear. You're going to floor the car. And as the RPMs come up, whatever you want to shift at, you go ahead and go to drive. And as soon as you go to drive, it's going to shift. You're going to go right back into first. Now, don't be afraid to do this. It's not going to go back into first. The AOD transmission works off of speed, and it will not go back into first unless you're going underneath 20 miles an hour. So when you go back into first, what that's going to do is it's going to make that AOD hold second. So instead of shifting at 42 or 4,500 RPMs, you can go ahead and just keep your foot to the floor till it comes up to 5, 55, 6, you know, whatever RPM you want to, wherever you can tell that your engine's starting to make less power and lay over, and then you'll go ahead and go back into drive. And when you do that, it's going to hit third gear. It'll go ahead and shift into third. Now that I've kind of demonstrated what it's like doing it in a floor shifter, we're going to go ahead and fire up my old F-150. We're going to go out and make a few pulls. I've actually got a column shift on this, so it's going to be a little different, but it's basically the same thing. You can take from it the same situation. I just want to go make a couple street pulls to show you that it isn't going to hurt anything, isn't going to damage anything. See here, this is your typical AOD gear selector. I'm in third gear right now. My cable's a little stretched, so my selector's off. But if I take that shifter right now and throw it all the way down, it's only going to go into second. It won't go all the way down into first like it should. See, it only went into second. I'm gonna have to let off throttle and slow all the way down to 20-25 mile an hour probably before it'll ever go back into first gear. See there, it's still in second, still in second. Running 30, it's still in second. See, it didn't go back into first gear till 20 miles an hour. Sorry for all the steering. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave it in overdrive and I'm going to make a pull. And you can kind of see where it shifts. It should shift about 5,200 when it hits second, and then when it hits third, it should shift about 5,000. Your normal stock AOD shifts anywhere from 42 to 4,500. I've actually done a bunch of work to this AOD, so it's a little different. But I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in overdrive. And I'm just going to make a pull right here, and you can kind of see my RPMs of where it's going to shift. And then we're going to show you the AOD Shuffle and how to get a little more RPM and make these things a little faster. Because this thing shifts way before the engine's done making power. Here we go on this pull. Now you can see there, that second gear shift, it didn't nearly get enough out of it the way first does. So now I'm going to show you how to do the AOD Shuffle, and you can hear the difference, and you're definitely going to be able to feel the difference when you do it. So let me get turned around here, and we'll make a pull using the AOD Shuffle, and I'll show you that it's not going to tear nothing up or hurt anything, and I'm going to show you that it's going to sound better, and it's definitely going to feel faster. Go ahead and drop this thing all the way down into first gear. I'm going to go ahead and make a full pull and just show you the difference. I'm probably not going to quite run it all the way out to 6 just because this is a pretty new combination. It's not really broke in too good, but I'm going to run it out there pretty close. Doing that, it's going to hold back to third. There you go. Didn't hurt a thing. You notice when I went back down into first, it just held second. To where I could go back out to 6 and it wouldn't shift at 5. And I know you're not here riding in here with the experience, but it makes a big difference because this thing is still making power well beyond 6,000. I can't wait till it's a little more broke in, and I can really put it out there to, you know, 6,500 or somewhere close, just to where I can feel that it stops pulling. But at 6,000, this thing's still pulling like a freight train. I know it may not seem like it. This is a pretty big pickup, but it's leaps and bounds from what it was stock. I've actually got a Transgo high rev governor kit in this thing, and it's got a Transgo shift kit. Transgo does have a shift kit above this one, so where when you do want to go throw it down into first gear, it'll go into first gear at any speed. It won't wait until you're down or around 20 miles an hour. And you can also use this in towing application. I used to tow with this thing, and I didn't know anything about the AOD Shuffle back when I did, and I wished I would have, because it would have made pulling hills and stuff like that a lot better. It would have been a lot easier on the transmission and the engine both. But hopefully this helps somebody, and maybe, you know, you can get a way better ET doing that. Because if you got any kind of mods at all, and your AOD still shifting out at 42, 4,500, you're leaving a lot left on the table. I want to thank everybody for watching. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.